Michal, thank you for joining us and thank you for bringing Mika along.
My pleasure. Say hi. She knows how to say bye. That's the only.
Hi, Mika.
Yes, we're happy to see
Oh,
you.
wow. She's so beautiful. She's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Michal, so thank you for joining us while you're on maternity leave and during coronavirus times. So you ran and are running one of the most incredible things that I got to see in terms of community and innovation, especially in the startup nation. What is Campus Tel Aviv? And take me back to the beginning and walk me through what the hell happened there.
Oh wow. Very interesting. I think it was almost 8 years ago.
8 years,
There
wow.
were few amazing people from a company of Google that had an amazing idea of creating a space that is dedicated for entrepreneurs, for people that want to start a venture or already have a venture, and they need some help and support. And back in the days, 8 years ago, here in Tel Aviv, um, there there was like only a few organizations that dealt with entrepreneurship and
Which
startups,
is crazy to think because today
and
there's dozens, right?
dozens, like
Unbelievable.
accelerators, incubators, you name it. But back in the days, there was only a few, only a couple. So I came along and joined the company, and as part of my like 20% of dedicating extra time out of my position, I basically fell in love with this idea, and wanted to join and create this thing with those people. With those amazing people. So Yossi Matias, of course, and Amir Shvat, and Eyal Miller, and myself started thinking about this space. We had a floor, and they basically told us do whatever you want. We took old furniture from the old office that we just moved away from, and basically built something. We were very hopeful. We didn't have a lot of idea what it will be. We had some sort of a structure,
What
and we
was
said,
what was the mission? Sort of when they said, "Here's a floor." What is like your overarching goal that you're trying to achieve with this program that you're eventually calling Campus Tel Aviv?
so basically, what we wanted to do, we wanted to say, hey, we're Google. We have a lot of experience as entrepreneurs. We ourselves started as a startup, and we thought that we have a lot to share with this ecosystem of
Right.
startups. And to bring them more, and also to take all the tools and human resources that Google has in order to help entrepreneurs. You agree with that? Yay. So that basically was the mission, to help,
Yeah.
to create communities that will be actually supported, guided, and be from the community.
So okay,
Real
so now we have an office and you put some furniture and you say, "Okay, now what?" Okay, so now we have a floor. What do you do
What do you
now?
So it was super interesting because a lot of reporters came, and the prime minister of Israel back in the days came,
Yeah.
and he cut a digital ribbon, which was super cool 8 years ago. And then we said we're opening our doors, and like a flood of people came.
Really?
A flood of people came. We knew that we have an event space, a space that we're giving to people to host their events.
Yeah.
We had a program called Launchpad
Right?
that is a camp for new startups to help them get on their feet and get support. But basically, we didn't know anything out of that. So what I did is I tried to speak with every person that got in our doors and ask them, who are you? Where are you coming from? What do you do? What do you think campus is? What do you want? Try to ask them a lot of questions in order to understand how people see us and what we should be. It was like hundreds of conversation in the first month. So I realized that
Which
people,
almost seems minuscule compared to the hundreds of thousands of people that were flocking in over time,
yeah,
right?
totally. But I think that like any other place in the world and any other job profession, you need to get down to the ground and speak with
Yeah.
people. Because the first lesson that I learned is that what we try to portray about campus, and we said numerous times that we're not a working space, everybody thought that we're a working space.
I came to work there. Yeah.
Exactly. So we realized that we're portraying a message that nobody got, and we need to change things, and we need to understand where's the jam of what we do, what is the best thing
Yeah.
that we do, and what we need to change. And I think that back in the days, creating the event space and giving people the opportunity to host a free event, and also to give them like light snacks and to give them
Yeah.
a place that is distinguished to hold their tech events was the best thing that we could do, because in that sense we created a huge community that is called campus, but many communities of different aspects, industries, verticals, groups of people that got together in campus, that we provided a home for them.
So, I mean, just to get the idea, anybody, I mean, looking 8 years ago, anybody could just go online to the website and basically say, I want to host an event. I want either a large space or a small space. And then they just show up with their 100 guests, and there's snacks and drinks ready for them. There's tech support to connect everything, and it's all for free.
Yep.
That's
It is.
very unusual.
Yes, it was very unusual back in the days. It's still unusual today.
I
But
visited a hackathon in Campus Tel Aviv. I think right around the time that it was just starting out. It was about 7, 8 years ago. And, you had about 100 teenagers running around, and who would have thought that there would be a space that somebody could just organize a hackathon for free? As
yeah,
somebody who organized hackathons, it costs a lot of money usually. Yeah,
and I think that's the first, step in creating a community,
yeah,
because communities online are great, but if you want to make them long lasting, you need some physical aspect, which is kind of strange nowadays
yep,
in Corona times, that we have to figure out how to create something that just stays online without any human connection, any
yeah,
human touch. But the space provided something that lived outside of the screen, outside of the internet. So people can converse, people can meet, can create things together. And I think that thanks to all those hackathons that happen in campus, people meeting, a lot of new companies got together, relationships, people
yeah,
got married, all those kind of things, happy, nice things. And you need a space to do that. And if you wanted to host an event back in the day, you needed to pay a lot of good money, and you
yeah,
needed also an understanding on how to host an event, because most of the event hosts were people that did it voluntarily, you know, out of out of their work,
yeah,
on the free time. They just wanted to share something, and they wanted to do good, and they had no clue how to host an event. And we could give them also extra information on how to host a better event, on how to market it, how to get to the right crowd, which is
yeah.
a lot of important things to do. And we also provide that service.
No, no, no,
I'm just
completely. And
yeah, yeah. I'm
so
mom and
let's
Michelle leaving Corona.
so let's fast forward. What are some?
Yeah.
Do you have handy some of the statistics? How many over these past 8 years? What happened in campus? About how many people came? How many events?
I lost count at some time, but it was something like around 1,000 events per year,
Oh my
sometimes even
God,
more.
1,000 events
Um,
a year. That's an average of 3 events a day.
yes,
I don't think there. I don't know of any space that does that.
it just shows that if you give an opportunity to people, they take it with both hands.
Yeah. Okay. So now we fast forward in last year. I had the privilege of being at the launch party at a building called Google for Startups. So
Yeah,
what is
that's
this? What is
great.
this transition, and what is this building?
So I can speak Not fully about this because I was on maternity leave and I'm also now a little bit focused on different subjects right
Yeah.
now. And now there is an amazing, unbelievable team that is running Campus Tel Aviv um, with Ep20 who's managing it amazingly. But what we said is that there's so much that is going on. We wish we had more space so we can give to more people and we can do more. So a lot of new things came and giving more to the community.
Yeah. No, I mean, and just the transition from going from a floor to a building in the heart of Tel Aviv, in one of the most, wanted areas, right next to the train station. I mean, it really just shows that it's about the value that it's being given. And I have a lot of friends who are constantly there, both as sitting at their desk working there, but also just going to events. So, Michal, I'd love to pick your brain about community. So, how many years were you involved with Campus Tel Aviv project?
7 years.
So, over these 7 years, you must have become some sort of an expert on community management and both things that worked and things that didn't work. And I'd love to hear both sides because it seems that so many people are trying to start communities, and I tried starting communities in the past, and it's sort of this unknown question mark of what does it mean a community, what does it mean to be engaged, how do you get people engaged, what is a community for you?
I think, I've asked this question many times.
Yeah.
I had a master's degree in communication, and I decided to research this topic of communities. And something that I realized is that the rise of this position of community management was actually in the same time of a decrease in the position of tech evangelist.
Yep.
So nowadays, there's no need to explain to people about technology.
Right.
There's a need to explain about a product, about a
Yeah.
company. So it means different things. So I thought that maybe it could be a little bit easier if I can look at a community like a product.
Okay.
That what is it needs to say, what is it selling,
Yeah.
who are people, who are the customers, and really look at it in a very, businessy
Yep.
kind of way. Because I feel that even today, this word community takes you to more social good and a places of
Right.
doing good and a
Right.
places of nonprofits.
Right.
But most of the communities that we're talking about today are communities that are actually for business. And it's a different kind of thing. Because if it's a nonprofit, if it's for good, for doing good,
Yeah.
people have very strong connection that they want to stay connected online.
Yep.
If it's for a business purpose, you have to be super focused to understand what you're selling and why the hell people will go online and do something that relates to it.
Right. Right.
And that's a very tough lesson that I learned back in the days in campus. Wait a second. We need the yeah. Interesting timing.
Of course.
So I think that once I realized that, is that I'm trying to sell something, even if it's not something that people pay for it.
Right.
It,
Yeah.
yeah, it took me to a different kind of place and to something that I thought created a better service for campus. It's
Right.
just understanding who are those people that we want to sell.
Yeah, was it beneficial to actively measure your engagement and whether you had good weeks, bad weeks, or was that less relevant throughout the process?
I think that we struggle a lot with measurement because we
Yeah.
didn't know what to measure and how to measure.
Yeah.
You have like the the numbers that everybody can see, like in Facebook, how many people are online, engagement, but it wasn't enough for us. So what we try to do is we try to understand created in the real world, offline.
I think I
Because,
lost you in that last sentence. Can you repeat that one more time?
yeah, do you hear me right now?
Yep.
So what we try to do is, because campus is a space, it's a physical space.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to do is to bring people to our space, or to create something that is physical, is how much of what we've done online actually happened on offline.
Ah, okay.
So for instance, if we wanted to host an event and we posted it online, how many people came? So we started, giving questionnaires at the end of each event
Sure.
and ask people, how did you hear about our event?
Yeah.
Whether it's Facebook. Um, so that gave us some sort of an information. Also, for a while, we try to give like specific discounts for services for entrepreneurs, for people that saw it online. In our online communities. And again, once we realize that it's a product, we're selling a space, we want things to happen in space, it has no, it doesn't mean anything if you've done something that only stays online.
No, it makes perfect sense. Oh, she's just so cute, and honestly, I've been at campus dozens of times. Both, you helped me host some hackathons there, and different projects, and I got to visit so many events, and I feel like I really learned a lot about what it means to run communities through campus, and it's not only about the community of campus, but it's also about how do you help people run communities. I believe She Codes, one of their first locations was in campus, and you have all these different organizations that really it just accelerated their engagement, because all of a sudden you have this place that everybody knows already. When you host an event, and you say, yeah, we're meeting at Campus Tel Aviv. Yeah, of course, we're all, yeah, Campus Tel Aviv, we know how to get there, we know what it is. The friction is reduced dramatically, and the value that people, I mean, I just remember you walking in, you just get such a good vibe. So really, thank you for doing it. I mean, it's
Pleasure.
I mean, I grew up with it, and it really transformed. It really helped me transform into an entrepreneur that's trying to learn and be curious. Michal, before you have to go back to managing this Corona time.
Motherhood and Corona, and sorry for the seasick because I'm jumping from first seat.
I need 3 words that describe you.
A mother
Okay.
now. Um, Creative. Mm, Artsy.
So
Yeah,
mother,
I still
creative,
in my
artsy.
heart. Yeah,
I love it. Michal, thank you so much. It was a
my
pleasure.
pleasure. Thank you, and stay healthy.
You too. You
Stay
too.
home.